What's going on, everybody? This is Caleb. Welcome back to the spin-off YouTube channel for Caleb's Kung Fu Cinema. That is my bi-weekly podcast where I cover all of your favorite martial arts films. As of this recording, it is the final week of Shawtember 2022. And I really wanted to make a video, and I just didn't have a lot of chances and a lot of time throughout the month to do it. But it's the again, last week is Shawtember, and I found a little bit of time to where I could make this video because I really wanted to do something for you guys for this month. But I was having a little bit of trouble because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I was thinking about doing a top 5 Shaw Brothers films, but when I was trying to come up with a list, I realized that was very difficult. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing a top 5 Shaw Brothers films because I couldn't think of the best way to narrow it down, because there are just so many Shaw Brothers movies that I love, and almost any of them could go in the top 5. It was really hard. So instead, I decided, okay, I'm not going to do a top 5, but I will just show you guys my Shaw Brothers Blu-ray / DVD collection. I am taking a page out of the book of the martial arts film freak. Shout out to him. I will leave you guys a link to his video in the description. He did a video recently where he showed off his Shaw Brothers collection. And yeah, I'm taking a page out of his book, and I'm going to do that too. So I'll leave a link to his collection video in the description. You guys can check that out too. I certainly don't have as many Shaw Brothers films as he does, and I know that there are definitely a lot of people out there that have way more than I do. So if I keep scratching my nose, I'm sorry, and my allergies have been acting up quite a bit, so sorry about that. But yeah, I don't have as many as most people do. I only really have probably it's gonna sound weird. I only have probably 9, but one of them is a set. You guys probably know which one it is, but we'll get there. But yeah, I guess as far as like individual movies go, I have probably 19. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quick one. So anyway, yeah, let's get on with the with the showcasing of my Shaw Brothers collection. And I'm also realizing that this is my first YouTube video where I am showing off a collection of stuff that I have. So this is really exciting. To kick things off, we have the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Obviously, this is the Dragon Dynasty release. I bought this, I think last year, 2021. And this is actually a pretty good Blu-ray. It's not too bad. It's got some interesting stuff, and the film itself looks pretty good. The presentation overall is pretty good. This is going to be released later this year, in December, actually, since it's been pushed back as of yesterday. But this is going to be on Shawscope Volume 2, which is being released by Arrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks. It's very exciting. So yeah, that is the Dragon Dynasty release of 36 Chamber of Shaolin. Up next, we're getting on to the 88 films stuff that I have. Up first, Jimmy Wang Yu's Chinese Boxer. This is a really great movie. I like this movie. And this artwork by Kung Fu Bob, it's just incredible. I really like that. Yeah, Chinese Boxer, pretty solid movie. It was directed by Jimmy Wang Yu, obviously, rest in peace. And he starred in it as well, obviously. This movie has some really solid action sequences. It was groundbreaking. I mean, and I've talked a little bit about that whenever I did the One-Armed Boxer episode of my podcast. I'll leave my link tree in the description as well, and you guys can check out the One-Armed Boxer episode I did. I talked a little bit about Chinese Boxer in that episode, but yeah, this was a revolutionary film as far as like kung fu movies go. And it's got, again, really good action sequences. If there's anything about this movie that I do not like, it's probably the characters and the plot. The plot it's not really anything special, and the characters aren't very interesting. But a theory I have, or I guess it's not really a theory, but this perspective that I have is Chinese Boxer. Jimmy Wang Yu took what worked in Chinese Boxer, which was the fight scenes, and he put that and he put that to good use in his film One Armed Boxer, which is not a Shaw Brothers film, obviously, but he put that to good use in One Armed Boxer and just dialed it up, made them even more chaotic and stuff like that. So yeah, Chinese Boxer, really great action, but story-wise, I don't think it's that great. But this is a very fun movie. I highly enjoy Chinese Boxer. Up next, we have another favorite of mine, and I think this is a pretty underrated Shaw Brothers film. Whenever we did our previous podcast episode on Shaolin Rescuers, the Venom Mob film, I got a question, which is what do I believe is the most underrated Shaw Brothers film? And I said this one, and that is Disciples of Shaolin, another 88 Blu-ray release with artwork by Kung Fu Bob, and it is beautiful. I really like this. This has Alexander Fusheng, the late great Alexander Fusheng, and Chi Kwan Chun. And yeah, I really like this movie, and I think it's pretty underrated. It's very fun. It's got some really great fight choreography. It was choreographed by Lau Kar Lung. And I really like Alexander Fusheng's performance in this because it's very it's kind of like a mixture of he's kind of mischievous and goofy a little bit, you know, much like Jackie Chan's characters tended to be in his films, but his fight scenes are very intense in this. I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen, but his Alexander Fusheng's final fight scene in this film is amazing. It's really, really good. It's very visceral and bloody. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, Disciples of Shaolin, I highly recommend this film, and I think it's a pretty underrated Shaw Brothers film. I actually have a poster too. This came with a poster, as did the Chinese Boxer one. I can't show you guys because it's on my closet over there, but I do have a Disciples of Shaolin poster, which is right there. Anyway, yeah. Up next, we have a pretty solid Venom Mob film, Flag of Iron. I have a poster of that too, right there, above the Half a Loaf of Kung Fu one. But yeah, Flag of Iron. This is obviously a Venom Mob film. This movie is not bad. I think it has really good action, but the story I didn't care that much for it. It got a little boring in some parts, but yeah, the fight scenes are incredible. They all not all of them, but like our three Venoms, which is Philip Kwok, Liu Fang, and Chongsheng, they all use spears with huge flags attached to them, and it gives us some pretty incredible action sequences. And there's also some really good action sequences where Philip Kwok's character, all these assassins are coming after him, and so yes, he's constantly on his toes and having to fight each of them as they just show up out of nowhere. That leads to some very fun scenes as well. But yeah, it's Flag of Iron is not my favorite Venom Mob film. I think that there are other movies that are a lot better than this one, Crippled Avengers and Five Deadly Venoms, obviously. But yeah, Flag of Iron is not bad. I definitely recommend people check this one out because it does have some glorious violence, and I know we all love that. At least some of us do. Anyway, up next, we have Legendary Weapons of China. This movie is just bananas. I love Legendary Weapons of China. If there's one gripe I have about this, and that gripe is why I couldn't give this movie 5 stars on Letterboxd. I have Letterboxd. If anybody wants to follow me, go and follow me on there. But yeah, I couldn't give this film 5 stars because there's a really long just comedy sequence where Alexander Fusheng, again, he's in this film as well, he does this really elaborate con scheme type thing where he's pretending to be this famous kung fu master who is in reality played by Lau Kar Lung in the film. And but yeah, he pretends to be this person, and he is just doing all these really wacky things. And this sequence was very long, and I did not like it. It dragged, and I was not enjoying it. It took me out of it like quite a bit. Like at first I thought it was fine, but then it just started going for much longer than I wanted it to, and yeah, so therefore I couldn't give this movie 5 stars. However, Legendary Weapons of China, despite that, is a very fun movie. It's got some very creative fight sequences. The choreography is excellent, and there's a lot of it's kind of gimmicky kung fu, but it's really cool because there's a lot of magic and trickery and stuff done in here, and you know, and of course we can't forget the final fight sequence between Lau Kar Lung and his brother Lau Kar Wing, who is right there in the center. They have a fight at the end, and they're just using every single weapon that's at their disposal, and there's weapons everywhere. And it is probably the greatest weapons fight sequence you'll ever see. It's either that or the one from Odd Couple, which had Sammo Hung and Lau Kar Wing. But yeah, it has a really incredible final fight sequence, and it's also, this film also has Gordon Liu, and he's great, and it's got Kara Hui and Xiao Ho, but they're also very good. I love Xiao Ho in this film; he's great, and Gordon Liu is super badass in this film. Yeah, Legendary Weapons of China, and then up next we have another. That's it for my 88 films collection. Up next we have the Flying Guillotine. This is the Dragon Dynasty release. I did order the 88 films release. Or 88 films Blu-ray, sorry. I ordered that, but it mysteriously got lost in the mail, and so I never received it, and so I just went ahead and used the refund to order this because I was easily able to get this one. Yeah, so Flying Guillotine, this is a great movie. I love Flying Guillotine. It's a classic. It's one of the it's one of the most essential kung fu films you'll ever see. It's got Chen Quan Tai, who is a legend, and you know, this is the first time that we saw the weapon, obviously the Flying Guillotine, and it's a really badass weapon. There's some amazing sequences in this film, and a lot of really hilarious moments of people getting decapitated. I like stuff like that. I think it's funny. Like from a movie perspective, I think it's really funny just because of how cheap it looks. They have to cut away very quickly so it doesn't look too obvious that it's it's not like a real person. But yeah, I really like this movie. The presentation of this is not that good. But like I said, this is kind of all I could really do because the 88 films Blu-ray that I ordered, it got lost. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck with this for now. Hopefully I can get my hands on the 88 Blu-ray again at some point. But yeah, that is the Flying Guillotine. And then we're almost done. This is the next to last one. We have another Jimmy Wang Yu classic, The One-Armed Swordsman. I love this movie as well. So earlier when I talked about Chinese Boxer, I said that I think Jimmy Wang Yu took what worked in Chinese Boxer and just dialed it up for One-Armed Boxer, and the thing that worked was the action sequences. And I think that he did the same thing in One-Armed Swordsman, One-Armed Swordsman. I knew I was going to make that mistake, and I didn't. But yeah, in One-Armed Swordsman, what I like about this movie is the story and the characters. The fight scenes, I do not like. I think the fight scenes in this are very below average. And it was choreographed by Lau Kar Lung, who is a legend, one of, if not the greatest fight choreographers of all time. He's not my personal favorite, but he is high up there. Love Lau Kar Lung. But yeah, he did choreograph this, but I don't know. I just didn't dig the fight scenes in this. I just thought they were very very slow and kind of sloppy, but it's okay because, I mean, I would definitely watch this movie again anytime because I love the story and I love the characters. And yeah, I think Jimmy Wang Yu did a similar thing here. He took what worked, which is the story and the characters. There's a lot of really great characters. There's Jimmy, obviously, who plays the One-Armed Swordsman. There's the villain is this guy called the Long-Armed Devil, and he looks really scary, and he's got crazy weapons and stuff. So I think Jimmy took what worked here, which was the story and the characters, and then he also took what worked in Chinese Boxers, which was the action sequences, and he just combined all of that and created this really bonkers movie called One-Armed Boxer. So yeah, I think we owe a lot to films like One-Armed Swordsman and Chinese Boxer because we got the really bonkers One-Armed Boxer. So yeah, this is a good release. I know there's an 88 films Blu-ray of this too, but that was a long time ago, I think. Probably not that long ago, but it feels long, and I think it's very hard to get from what information I have gathered. I've tried to get my hands on it, and it's not really possible for me. So I'm stuck with this one. But this is a good release. I like this one. So yeah, that is One-Armed Swordsman, and we have last but certainly not least the big one. We have Shawscope Volume 1. I did a whole Blu-ray review of this last year. And you guys can find the video on my channel there. But I'll just show you guys each one real quick, each disc. So we have King Boxer, also known as Five Fingers of Death. This is one of my favorite Shaw Brothers films. I absolutely love King Boxer. Whenever I was trying to think of a top 5 list, this one kept ending up on there. Even though I couldn't make a finalized list, which is why I'm doing this collection video instead, King Boxer just kept being in my top 5. I love this movie that much. And this movie is the reason, or one of the big reasons why Kung Fu movies are as big as they are in the United States. If it wasn't for this movie, Kung Fu movies wouldn't be what they are now. So anyway, moving on, we have The Boxer from Shantung. This is a very good movie too. It's a little, excuse me, again, I got allergies, I am sorry. This movie is it drags just a little bit, because this movie, I think, is maybe about 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. I'm honestly not sure. Yeah, it doesn't say here. I don't see it. But anyway, yeah, this is a pretty lengthy movie, but it is very good. It's got an amazing final fight sequence. It's very bloody and it's very intense. So yeah, Boxer from Shantung is really good. And it's a basher, which I love bashers. Again, I talked about that in my OneArmed Boxer podcast episode, so check that out. I talked a lot about bashers, and that's one of my favorite subgenres of Kung Fu films. And then we got Five Shaolin Masters and Shaolin Temple. I like to think of Five Shaolin Masters as a bit of a precursor to the Five Deadly Venoms. And of course, Shaolin Temple, the Venoms are in this film. So, or at least some of them are. And I really like Shaolin Temple. That's a very fun movie. I have a small gripe about that, and it's that the story is very scattered because there are so many central characters. This movie follows like 13 different people. So it's kind of crazy, but it's a very fun movie nonetheless. And Five Shaolin Masters is great too. Then there's also Mighty Peking Man. As you can see, I do not have the disc. The disc of Mighty Peking Man is currently in the possession of my friend Cal the Kaiju Guy from Kaiju Carnage. Check on his podcast as well. But yeah, obviously because it is a monster movie and he is known as Cal the Kaiju Guy, yeah, Mighty Peking Man is in his possession right now. So I don't have that, but that is the artwork. Anyway, up next we have Challenge of the Masters and Executioners from Shaolin. Challenge of the Masters is okay. It's not too bad. I think it has a good fight scene between Lau Kar Lung and Lau Kar Wing once again. And then another pretty good fight scene between Gordon Liu and Lau Kar Lung, I believe. Yeah, Lau Kar Lung, sorry. But other than that, yeah, the movie it lacks in some areas. I think it could have been a lot better if it didn't end on a game, because it seems like they try to be more about sports in that one or they didn't try to be more about sports, just that the focus was kind of on like the sport aspect of it. But anyway, we also have Executioners from Shaolin, which is a classic, one of the greatest Kung Fu films ever made. It is the film Clan of the White Lotus was a sequel to this kind of. But yeah, this is an amazing film. It does have a couple of moments that I feel are kind of bizarre, but it's great, and it's got some really awesome fight sequences. So moving on, we got Chinatown Kid, another really amazing Alexander Fusheng film. This is probably my favorite film of Alexander Fusheng's, because it's another basher style kung fu film, and it's got some really intense moments. Sun Qian from the Venom Mob is in there. Many of the Venom Mob members are in this. There's Sun Qian, Philip Kwok, Lu Fang, Shang Sheng is in it as well. Excuse me, and so is Lo Meng. But yeah, this movie is good, and Sun Qian, I think, delivers a very strong performance. He doesn't do much except for like the last couple of minutes where he has a pretty good fight scene. But yeah, I definitely recommend people check out Chinatown Kid. It's a fun movie. And it's also one of Alexander Fusheng's strongest performances, in my opinion. And then up next, we have The Five Deadly Venoms and Crippled Avengers. Once again, two of the greatest Kung Fu films ever made. And probably the Venom Mob, or to many fans, these two films are the Venom Mob's best films. Five Deadly Venoms, Crippled Avengers. I love both of these movies. They are incredible. And I know Shawscope Volume 2 is going to have some more Venom Mob films. It's going to have Invincible Shaolin, which I've seen before. That's a very good movie. It's going to have Kid with the Golden Arm, 10 Tigers of Kwantung, and Magnificent Ruffians. And I'm looking forward to that because I haven't seen those three films. And I've heard that they're all very good, so I'm looking forward to that. We're just about done. This is Yeah, we're actually on the last two movies because the next two discs are just soundtracks. But yeah, the last two films are Heroes of the East and Dirty Ho, as Will from Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society likes to say. It's the film about your mom, Dirty Ho. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Heroes of the East and Dirty Ho. Heroes of the East is another film that I would say is one of the greatest Shaw Brothers films ever made. It's an excellent showcase of both Chinese and Japanese martial arts. And it's got some really amazing, actors and martial artists in there. It's got Gordon Liu, obviously. He's right there. It's got Lau Kar Lung, Yuen Su Tien, who is the father of Yuen Wu Ping. He is in the film as well. And Yasuaki Kurata is also in the film. He's kind of the villain, although he's not a bad guy, but he is like the final fight of the film. And then Dirty Ho, it's not bad. It's a pretty solid movie. It's very wacky, and there's a lot of comedic moments. They definitely wanted to go kind of the goofy route with this one, but it's got some great fight sequences, and they're very creative. And it definitely shows that well, actually there's a lot of movies that show that Shaw Bros could really lay into the goofy side, but you know, this is just one that just kind of showcases a lot of comedy and stuff like that. There are a couple of things about Dirty Ho that I didn't really like. There's one sequence where Gordon Liu and Wong Yu's characters, they fight I think like four guys, and they all have really weird styles. Like one of them just bites. It's strange. I didn't really care for that sequence, but Dirty Ho's a pretty solid movie. I like it. So yeah, that is it. That is my Shaw Brothers collection that I wanted to show you guys for Shawtember 2022. This was a pretty exciting Shawtember. I've had a lot of conversations with people about Shaw Brothers films, and I've actually learned quite a bit about some Shaw Brothers films that I didn't know about. So you know, I'm looking forward to getting some more Shaw Brothers films in the future. There's a lot that I have on my list. Because obviously I don't have enough, but there's no such thing as too much, right? So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff that we like to say here on YouTube. It really does help. So yeah, and don't forget to check out the link tree in my description, and you guys will find all the platforms that the podcast Kaleb's Kung Fu Cinema is available on. I'm also going to leave another link for Martial Arts Film Freaks Charlo's collection video, because he inspired me to do this because he did it, and I was like, okay, I couldn't do a top 5, so I'll just do what he's doing. So I swear I'm not trying to copy him, but yeah, and I hope you guys like the new logo. You'll notice in the opening of the video that we have a brand new logo. So I hope you guys like it. I want to give a shout out to my friend Ricky, who made the logo for us. I'm really proud of it. I think it looks really good. It looks exactly how I pictured it. So yeah, I'm very proud of that. And I hope you guys like the new logo as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.